still pay less and get a $2,000 rebate.
Stay tuned for Benson following the WBRC 6 News. Now, from Birmingham, the award-winning WBRC 6 News at 10. Scott Richard, Janet Hall, Mike Royer, and Eli Gold.
Good evening. Tonight, the Alabama Senate approved a parental consent bill.
This measure differs from the House version, though, so it has to go back to the House for approval before it can become law. The Senate bill passed unanimously and would require a girl under 18 to get permission from one of her parents before she could get an abortion. A doctor could lose his medical license by performing an abortion without the parental consent.
About 40 supervisors were called in from other Contel operations to fill the void left by the strikers. The new round of talks should begin next Tuesday.
Coming up on WBRC 6 News, the captain of the USS Stark will not be allowed to finish his assignment.
And next, a former ABC correspondent noted for his coverage of a hostage situation. He's now a hostage himself. One student who was recently arrested had his own studio where he made fake IDs, and he sold them for $20 each.
This morning I was running an errand and I said to somebody in jest, "Don't you just love this heat and humidity and rain?" And the answer came back, no.
No, I don't.
It's not funny anymore.
It's just a joke. Sorry. Yeah. This is funny because no one was injured. The winds were very gusty in Montgomery today, up to 2 inches of rain. No one was injured, but a Porta-John, a portable toilet, became airborne.
Careful.
It became airborne and landed on top of an automobile. That's the truth.
I'm glad you told us that. We missed that story.
It sounds like I brought the copy because I thought you'd think I made that up. That actually happened. We don't know if either was occupied yet. We certainly hope not. But that happened actually in Montgomery tonight. Our crews are still on the scene, I guess is what you're supposed to say after that. We'll be back with details of that earth-shattering news and other things up next. Tomorrow, 50% rain chance again with scattered showers. Sun trying to break through occasionally. High 85, low tomorrow night 70. And here's the extended forecast. Your weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and then the first part of the week, partly cloudy. Temperatures consistent, upper 80s. Nighttime lows, upper 60s to about 70. And the rain chances over the weekend should be probably about 40%. So we'll still have some scattered rain chances
Just
around.
need something to come in and shake this up and give us some relief.
Yeah. That's right. We do. We need a cold front to move through, a real system to really move through and kind of clean it out a little.
Thank you, Mike. Later on WBRC 6 News, New York cabbies are facing a change in fashion.
This ought to be good. And a second conviction for Danny Seaton.
Well, golfing fans were treated to some prime-time golfing.
That's right, the U.S. Open out in San Francisco, Janet. And the question is, when we went into tonight's play, would General Ben Crenshaw 67 stand the test? Well, I think it did. We'll be back to take a look at that and when sports return. Because of political unrest over in South Korea, the International Olympic Committee members are getting a little nervous about holding the 1988 Summer Games there. And today, L.A. Mayor Tom Bradley assured the IOC that if they need to switch, Scott and Janet, Los Angeles is ready, willing, and able, the 1984 site, to really help them out. So in need of a crisis, the Americans come through, and hopefully they will not need to move those games from Seoul, South Korea, to the Americas, because, as you know, South Korea's put a lot of money and time into that for preparation for it.
Let's hope not.
Dramatic change last minute. Thank you, Gil. Coming up on WBRC 6 News, a new code could be on the way for New York cabbies.
This code will help those cab drivers dress for success.
Calhoun County Family Court Judge James Sloan has put his return to the bench on hold now. Sloan had planned to return to work Monday, as we reported, but today he agreed to wait until a Judicial Inquiry Commission completes an investigation into his past sexual conduct. Sloan was found innocent last month of sexually molesting a 13-year-old boy during a judge's conference in Rhode Island. But Calhoun County District Attorney Bob Field says he has evidence of alleged sexual incidents between Sloan and a number of young men between the ages of 10 and 16, dating back some 20 years.
It looks like New York's cab drivers may have to dress for success. The Big Apple's Taxi and Limousine Commission has given tentative approval to a new dress code. The code would require cabbies to say goodbye to tank tops and t-shirts and start wearing shirts with collars. Sandals would be out, but sneakers would be okay. The code has to be voted on again next month, but most cabbies say they're in favor of it.
It's going to ruin the whole image.
Yeah.
But I guess that's the idea, isn't it?
They still don't have to speak English, though, do they?
Not necessarily.
No.
All right, here's the breakfast forecast for tomorrow morning. It'll be cloudy, it'll be muggy. I don't think there'll be any rain until later in the morning. Sunrise time at 5:36, Scott.
Thank you, Mike. That's WBRC 6 News for this Thursday. Our news continues in the morning at 5:30.
For the entire WBRC 6 News team, thanks for watching.